So today I'm going to tell you about my story and why it's kind of inspired me to do the things that I'm doing right now. I try to put it in some notes so that I can, try and cover everything that's important. So please bear with me. Um, it was during the fall of October 2014. I was 37 years old and I was staying with my family, working in a new job as a head of a, new strategic business unit, which was growing aggressively and based out of Dubai, UAE. It was during my office lunch that I was overwhelmed with this feeling of severe disequilibrium, dizziness, faintness, and thought of fainting and passing out. There was a feeling of total helplessness, and as I didn't know what was happening to me, there started my chaotic ordeal of visiting several doctors. Some said check for diabetes, some said could be related to the years, so visited an ENT. Then someone said could be a problem with your heart, so I visited a heart specialist, and they said you need to have an altimeter on your chest for 2 days. Then someone said, let's do an MRI. So I went and did an MRI and I was diagnosed with peripheral vertigo. Some said I have polycythemia, that I need to donate blood regularly. Some said I could be hypoglycemic. So I was prescribed with painkillers, sleeping pills, muscle relaxants, and there was this draining, of me, myself, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I lost my complete lack of self confidence, had to depend on my colleagues to drive me to work. My loving and supporting wife had to take care of me like a child. I was throwing tantrums, was irritable, and could not sleep at night thinking, why me? I always considered myself fit. I was a marathon runner, swimmer, a squash player. So I was asking God, why? I went into a vortex of self doubt, disempowerment, negative self belief, lack of courage, self defeating patterns. I had these sensations running all around my face, my head, constant feeling of disequilibrium, panic attacks, anxiety at work, and it was crazy. So I could see everything around me, crumbling, my family life, my relationship with my wife, my work life, and my social life. I just got up one day and said, enough is enough. This has to stop now, Amit. So the realization stuck that I had done all this to myself unconsciously. I was now at a new workplace trying to placate everyone, pleasing my superiors, seeking validation from others, trying to prove my self worth during meetings, and then working late nights and hectic travel schedules, lack of sleep and bad eating habits, and binge nights of drinking and erratic schedules, not finding time with myself, not connecting to my inner source led to my downfall. So this realization did come to me. So now it was time to take charge, starting doing a lot of reading books. I started reading Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, You Are the Placebo by Joe Dispenza, Health in Your Hands by Louis Hay, listening to videos by Wayne Dyer, Esther Hicks, Muji, Sadhguru, researching on quantum science, energy, started changing my diet, introduced breath work, started meditation, working on my inner child, doing shadow work, quantum healing sessions, sleeping well, regulated lifestyle, started my running again, slow and steadily. Because I realized that once you decide to take charge, the universe comes together to support you. Of course, I met with failures. I would give up on certain days, but failures are great feedback mechanism. Failures are the teachers, and I started learning my lessons. Failures are the beautiful stepping stone to your success. I realized that. So I was bouncing back now, feeling energized, started feeling empowered. I started walking the talk, redeeming myself. I started creating my new reality, new version of myself, started releasing my limiting belief, letting go of all the past shit. There was no stopping back now. I started taking up my passion. I started doing courses on Eden Energy, NLP, crystal healing, aromatherapy, life coach, sound therapist, tapping practitioner, and wrote and got my first book published earlier this year. So I felt so proud. I realized that if I can go through from the bottomless dark pit of a well and rise to the brim, overflowing with happiness, fitness, and optimal health, so can everyone. I decided to impact others and I've become a transformation coach. And my program is to help people struggling with fitness and well being issues on a holistic level lead a quality life full of energy and vitality. Realize you are the master creator in every way, and my job is to make powerful people like you realize how powerful you are.